Welcome to the City of Indian Rocks Beach regular City Commission meeting. This is Tuesday, July the 8th, 2025. I'd like to call this meeting to order. Please stand for the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Please stand for a few moments of silence for the victims in Texas. Thank you. Lauren, would you do the roll call, please?
Commissioner Bigelow?
Present.
Commissioner Bond?
Commissioner Bond?
Here.
Commissioner King?
Here.
Vice Mayor Commissioner Wilson?
Present.
Mayor Commissioner Hausberg?
Here. Thank you. Let's start with the presentations. The report of the Pinellas County Sheriff's Office.
Good evening, Council. I'm Sergeant Bolton with the Pinellas County Sheriff's Office, and tonight I have in front of me the May 2025 monthly analysis. And I know that you've received this report probably about last month. The new report actually came out today, but I wanted to ask the Council if they had any questions in regard to that report at this point in time. No question? Okay. One thing I would like to point out in the report, actually we're doing really well so far this year. From May 2024 to May of 2025, a lot of the categories are 50% less in crimes that were reported, including assaults and batteries and motor vehicle theft. So we're doing really good, and it shows that our deputies are out there being proactive and trying to make our community safer by catching these bad guys that are causing trouble. If there's no other questions, then that's all I have.
Well, overall, do you feel like the attendance has been down on the island? Does it seem to be that a lot of traffic or that we've been that full?
Well, there has been an increase in traffic. I think it's because of the summertime and folks that are on vacation. Also, the kids are out of school. So a lot of the incidents that are in this report are juvenile-related incidents. We've seen an uptake of those.
Thank you. Anybody else have any questions?
I got some.
Okay.
On Harbor Drive North and Harbor Drive South,
we have real problems with minors and golf carts.
Okay.
Way more than we've seen the rest of the year. I'd say my office is in my house, and I'm in the very front of the house, so I see everybody that goes by. I would say an average of 10 to 12 a day, just back and forth. A lot of the golf carts, our neighbors, I know who those people are, but these are all rental golf carts. But it's in the way that Harbor Drive North is, it's on a curve. So when I back out of the driveway with my wife, then we're having problems with the kids coming up real quick on the vehicle, and they don't even stop, they just go around, and you don't see them, and it's, so if they could pay a little bit of attention.
Sure. What we do is, like, is that a day shift issue that you're seeing that?
Yes, I'd say more on the, it usually starts right after lunch.
Okay. I know we've done a traffic enforcement initiative out there in the past. We've got to complain of speeders along Harbor Drive north and south. But what we'll do is we'll add an extra patrol in there, see if we can kind of catch these folks and have some education given to them.
What's your process? Do you go and speak with the parents where they are? Or
If they're juveniles, a lot of times we get the parents involved to try to resolve that issue rather than try to take some sort of enforcement action and ruin their lives, so to speak.
Yeah.
But we definitely like to get the parents involved to resolve that matter versus, especially when it comes to juvenile safety, versus hitting with citations and affecting their college stuff going forward.
Yeah, there's a lot more in the summertime. The kids.
Okay, I'll make note of it. I'll send it back up to Jay.
Appreciate it.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Sure. Thank you.
Next, we'll have the report of the Pinellas Suncoast Fire and Rescue District. Is somebody here from Pinellas Coast Fire and Rescue? That's what I thought. All right, then we're going to move on to public comment. It's a 3-minute time limit per speaker. Any member of the audience may come forward, give their name and address, and state any comment or concern that they may have regarding any matter over which the City Commission has control, excluding agenda items. All statements made to the City Commission shall be made to the City Commission as a whole, not directed to any individual City Commission member, and no personal, impertinent, or slanderous remarks shall be permitted. No speaker shall be interrupted, and no debate shall occur between the speaker and the City Commission. Who would like to speak tonight? Hi, Beth.
Hello.
Beth Lynn, 914 Harbor House Drive. I have a couple different topics, they're kind of all over the place, so I'll try to keep my thoughts together. Indian Rocks Beach is a very special place. The small town Florida vibe is one of the things that makes it so. But based on the storms and what's being built back, it looks like we're losing more of our character. A number of old school Florida homes and a couple of rock houses have been torn down. What are we doing to help ensure that what gets built back fits in with the character of the IRB vibe? Areas zoned as S or single for family appear to have construction that exceeds the maximum height of 35 feet. Areas zoned as R2, especially on Gulf Boulevard, are they meeting the 25 feet from the boulevard? Are they being built with the residential equivalent use not to exceed 3 beds per dwelling unit? How much space is allotted for entry and out of driveways within the property? Are we ensuring the maximum height above pilings of 36 feet? Our biggest asset is our beach. Not enforcing the rules that we have about beach usage impacts the well-being of our beach and our wildlife, especially during nesting season. Dogs, stuff being left out on the beach overnight, people pulling into pedestrian-only entrances and parking. These things are issues we need to address and monitor. Golf carts have become part of the norm. I can understand the advantage to homeowners and visitors alike, but again, the rules should be enforced. The city has specific guidelines, but when it comes to driving in Gulf Boulevard, that is under Pinellas County guidelines. It can be operated on the roads with a speed limit of 30 miles per hour or less, but the drivers must have a valid driver's license or a learner's permit under 18, and the golf cart must be road ready and licensed. Golf drivers are supposed to obey all traffic laws and yield to other vehicles. We have golf carts going about 20 miles an hour on Gulf Boulevard, making the other drivers rather impatient, and people have started passing people using the middle lane. And driving a golf cart intoxicated should carry the same weight as driving a car intoxicated. On to the budget. As a board member of the Friends of Indian Rocks Beach Library, I was very excited to see the additional funding in the budget for library materials, as I'm also looking forward to when we can work with the city and the city librarian to reopen the library. But I was surprised to see a reduction in the budget for the salary of the librarian and not sure what that's tied to. We have a great community and are very blessed in many ways. But if we want to continue to be a great place to live and visit, we need to all do our part. Thank you.
Thank you, Beth.
Who else would like to speak tonight? Hi, good afternoon.
Hi, good evening. My name is Bill Baralt. I'm a longtime IRB resident, 50 years plus. It's Happy Fiddler, 60 Gulf Boulevard, summertime resident. In those 50 plus years, I've always had a sailboat, be it a Sunfish, a Hobie Cat. I think I'm on my 6th boat this year, over all these years, and I enjoy nothing better than sailing on the Gulf of Mexico. It's a few vices, and that's one of them. I always enjoyed it. This past Memorial weekend, I was putting the boat on the beach, and one of the sheriff's deputies came up and said, "Oh no, you can't have a boat on the beach anymore." And I said, "Well, you know, I'm legal. I have my Indian Rocks Beach sticker, which I obtained some time ago." So the boat was permitted, and said, "No, they've changed the laws." And of course, I got on my phone and I looked up the laws, and I saw where they don't want motorized boats or sail-powered boats in the bathing area. But, you know, in the 50 plus years, having Sunfish, Hobie Cats, smaller sailboats on the beach, never had an issue. I unfortunately took the boat back and put it back. And when I bring the boat, I only bring it during the summer months, and I take it home during the winter, so it's only out on the beach for a couple months out of the summer. We, at the Fiddler, we kept the ownership 60 feet from the seawall. It's still, you know, our property, private property, so the boat can be located there without a problem. The sheriffs didn't know that, but that's private property, 60 feet from the seawall. So my issue is I humbly request an exception or a grandfather status for keeping the sailboat there during the summertime. I understand this might not be a quick response, but I'd like to put it out there. And again, you know, it's no fun sailing in the Intercoastal. It's a lot of fun sailing in the Gulf. There's no issue with the association or the Happy Fiddler, so it would just be Indian Rocks that I would need the grandfather status or exception. And I certainly consider I appreciate your consideration. Thank you.
Thank you.
Would anybody else like to speak this evening?
Hello, Paul Jenkins with Gravity Bills Family Brands, and just wanted to come out here tonight just to acknowledge the service of Greg Mims on behalf of our businesses, and just say that for the past 12 to 13, it's 13 years maybe, 12 years. Acknowledge the fact that through many seasons he's been a well-serving city manager for the well-being of this city. Whether you agree with him or disagree with him, he's led with his heart. He's done a very good job with integrity, and he's done a good job. And we really appreciate who he's been, and we're going to miss him. And we hope that whoever fills those shoes, they have big shoes to fill. And just wanted to acknowledge that on behalf of our family. Thank you for your service.
Thank you. Anyone else have a comment this evening? I'm closing the public comment. We'll move on to reports of the city attorney.
Thank you, Mayor. The only item that I have on the city attorney report is I would like to request a time to schedule an executive session, an attorney-client session, also called shade meeting, to discuss the pending litigation, specifically AP6 LLC versus the City of Indian Rocks Beach. I believe that there was a history of settlement negotiations that have gone back and forth, and pending new counsel, those were put on hold and they've been conveyed to us, so I need some direction from you all, so I would like to schedule that. So I'm requesting that tonight on the record, and I'll go to the city clerk for suggested dates and times for that.
Normally I would do a polling after the meeting, not necessarily in the meeting.
That's fine.
Thank you.
Other than that, we're just getting up to speed on all the different pending issues, and looking forward to helping the city move forward once we get some direction.
Thanks, Matt. Let's move on to the city manager. This is your last and final report.
Maybe. See what they're doing to me, they didn't like it. I have 4 or 5 things. To address specifically the budget in the library. And I had the pleasure the last couple of days of meeting all the commissioners to go over the proposed budget. The librarian about 2 months ago requested to go to a part-time status in the library. We've adjusted her hours that when she's back, we reopen the library at some point in the fall, the library will be open and the library will be there. She'll just be working a different schedule. So that's the reduction. We continue to work with FEMA. We have still about $2 million that we're trying to work through the bureaucracy of getting funds from FEMA. We talked about before, the city's received a little over $1 million from FEMA for debris removal. We spent about $3 million. I still have hopes, because I'm a positive guy, that Dan and Dean, particularly after I leave, will continue to work with a consultant that we have who has connections to FEMA. But, that's what the reserves funds were primarily for. We knew that for all the years that we worked to build those up. So, and we've had those discussions with each of the commission members in the budget meetings. But after I leave, they'll continue to work on that, and we'll just see how that turns out. City halls, looking well. In our opinion, I think we're taking the majority of the commission members in the building. We still think that the team here will move back in sometime probably in September in the building. And just like we moved out after being flooded, the public will just have to be patient with us when the team moves back in, because obviously you got to hook everything back up. So when that happens, the city hall may be closed for 3 or 4 days to get off and get that done. But we're looking forward to getting everybody back in. I think the public will be pleased with the new product, how City Hall looks. And one thing I will provide the commission is in this year's budget, before the hurricanes, when y'all approved it back last summer, last September, is in addition to the renovated inside of City Hall will be painted on the outside a different color with new front doors, and I think it'll really look nice. Fortunately, for the city of Indian Rocks Beach, the aquafence request that we made to through Senator Consiglio and our state representative was not cut by the governor. And the governor cut $600 million out of the budget before he signed the budget. So we will receive funding for an aquafence, and we'll put out some information again about what this looks like. Some of the people in the room may have seen Tampa General Hospital particularly purchased one, and it's saved them already 2 or 3 times from their building flooding. And the one that we're going to purchase will hold, depending on wave height and things like that. I hate talking about wave height, but around City Hall, but that's the reality. Depending on what's going on, they'll keep anywhere from 6 to 8 feet of water out of the building. So if we had, for example, we had another hurricane like we had, we would literally be able to take panels down and go back in the City Hall and open up. And that would be a huge benefit in the future, because if our folks can work immediately, that cuts out a lot of problems. That's the total estimated cost of that project is $625,000, and 75% of that it will come from the state, and 25% match will come out of our capital improvement fund. So we had the money to cover that. As I mentioned, Dan and I finished up having the individual meetings with commission members concerning the budget, which included the updated capital improvement plan, the general fund budget, and the solid waste budget. And fortunately, as Dan and I worked through the budget the last few months, we were happily surprised that it worked out as well as it did. And as we have the work session next week at 4 o'clock here back in this room, as we brief the commission after substantial capital improvement projects, 3% pay raise for the team that works with us, we're able to put back toward in the reserves over $300,000 to try to build back over, be up to you folks later, but build back, when the hurricane hit, we hit a little over $6 million, and now we're right at about 4.4. So I would encourage the commission and the public to support in the next budget cycles to continue that trend and try to build that reserve back up, because it really saved us. I've told the commissioners, and we've met individually. Someone asked me 4 or 5 years ago, how much is enough? And save as much as you can, because Fort Myers Beach, Sanibel, when they were hit, Sanibel had borrowed $35 million to just get back to where they were. That's when they had the 12-foot storm surge. So the budget looks really good. We'll have that work session, and at 6 o'clock, same day next Tuesday, the commission will set the tentative mill rate. And the last thing is, just want to thank the public and the teams, the different various team members that I work with, various city commissioners I've worked with, and, 12 years that I've worked here have been awesome. Even up to today, up to the last day I worked here, I enjoy coming across that bridge. One story I'll tell you very quickly, and I'll end this, is that Dean and I had to go to an FDOT meeting in Tampa about 5 or 6 years ago on some funding that we were trying to secure. And we had a pretty heated meeting with folks in that meeting about trying to get funding for our Indian Rocks Beach. But it worked out pretty well. But anyway, we were coming across the Bel Air Bridge. We were in Dean's city truck, and he looked at me and he goes, as bad as your day is, every time you go across that bridge, this is what you have. And that's what will always be with me is what we have. And you'll see me. I'm not going to not be around. So I think I told Hillary or somebody today that, my wife and I had a conversation recently. She goes to the union, and by the way, I'm taking a job in Pinellas County. And she said, now when storms hit, because I used to take a truck home and an ATV with me and chainsaws and all that. She goes, when a storm hits, she goes, you're going to feel weird. You're not going to jump in the city truck and lead the guys over the bridge. And I said, no, because I probably will still show up. So look for me to show up, and thank you very much.
Thank you. Let's move on to the city commission reports. Hillary, do you have anything tonight?
Yes, and I just was hoping along the discussion that Greg just teed up about the budget and trying to support our reserves, if we could add to a future agenda to discuss modifications in some of our discretionary items, and one that we had sort of talked about loosely in different occasions is the recycling. And are there other ways that we could approach that? That's about 20% of the solid waste budget. So not limited to that, but if we can identify some other potential discretionary items, whether it's for this budget cycle or in the future, I'd like to put that on a work session.
Thank you. Vice Mayor?
I think it's on. I just wanted to reiterate something that Beth McMullen had suggested, was when we get settled this fall is to have Red Cross come out and do a presentation. And not only do I like the idea because of how much they provided for us, but I think it would be a very good learning experience for some of our residents to understand all of the things that Red Cross does, and particularly in our past experience with them, I don't think people truly understood how fortunate we were to get what services we did from them. And I think if they understand more what their focus is and how they go about determining who gets what, would be very helpful for everybody. So I'd like to put it out there. We'd like to see that on our agenda sometime this fall.
Thank you. Commissioner Bigelow?
All I'd like to add is thank Greg for his 12-plus years that he's been here, which is the length of time I've been here, a little longer. But thanks for everything you've done. And we hope we have the same results later. Thank you.
Thank you. Jude, do you have anything for us tonight?
Not really. I'm just thrilled to be here. What was the question about? It was a little unclear. What was the question about recycling?
Hillary requested a work session.
And okay, so is that being put on the agenda, or is that something up for discussion?
That would be in a future work session.
Yeah, all right. So we can tackle that with parking here. Because no, I'm good.
Thank you.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Well, one thing I got an email, it was the end of June, and it really, really disturbed me. I'm going to read it to you. Good evening. I recently relocated my family from Milwaukee, Wisconsin to Indian Rocks Beach, Florida. Over the past 20 years, vacationing in the area, we fell in love with not only culture, but the overall quality of people and wellness. I must say that as a new member of the community, I no longer feel the same way. Individuals remind me daily that I am not a Floridian, that I need to learn. With all due respect, I am an American citizen that has a great job in our community that focuses on community involvement. I am the assistant store manager at Pinellas Park Home Depot and must say outsiders are not welcome. I have worked in multiple locations and demographics and only emailing you to hope that future conversations that are had by your commission to embrace not only diversity implications, as my family of Mexican origin has felt as outcasts here. Thank you for your time. I couldn't believe it. It still blows me away that we can't accept people that move here and are legal citizens and we make them feel like outsiders. I'm going to meet with him tomorrow and I'm going to find out who are these people that make him feel so unwelcome. We got to stop. I don't like it, and I'll do everything I can to make that kind of behavior stop. People are welcome here. Everybody's welcome here. And Greg, thank you. Thank you for teaching me to be the mayor. Thank you for your words of wisdom. And thank you for everything you did for the city during the hurricane. We would have never been the best looking city without you. Thank you so much. Next, we're going to move on to the consent agenda. We have no additions or deletions, correct, Lauren? It's the consent agenda. Matt, would you read, please?
Yes, Madam Mayor. Sorry, we are switching mics back and forth. One of us is working on it. So we have various items on the consent agenda: the approval of the June 10th, 2025 regular City Commission meeting minutes, the approval of the June 24th, 2025 special City Commission meeting minutes, an item authorizing the city manager to sign a one-year agreement with PRM, Public Risk Management, for the Group Health Trust for health coverage. Another item authorizing the mayor commissioner to sign a letter of distribution of funds for the Edward Byrne Memorial Justice Assistance Grant, countrywide funds for fiscal year 25 through 26, and resolution 2025-06, a resolution of the city of Indian Rocks Beach, Florida, appointing an acting city manager. At this time, I would ask if there's any items that you want to discuss, that you make a motion to pull one of those items from the consent agenda. And if not, we would entertain a motion for approval as they stand.
Can I have a motion, please?
I make a motion to approve the consent agenda as it stands.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Thank you. Consent agenda is approved. There are no public hearings, no other legislative matters. We do not have a work session tonight, no other business. Could I have a motion to adjourn?
I make a motion to adjourn.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Thank you. Meeting is adjourned.